Guys, can we quiet the auditorium, please? Just 2 minutes.
Just a quick little chat of how it all came about.
Oh, okay, fine. Okay. Right, yeah.
Okay, so first of all, we've just listened to your rehearsal. It sounded fantastic.
Thank you.
How are you sort of feeling? Less than 2 hours to go now.
It's great. I think it's been a really good build-up to this. I think everyone's very excited about it. So we're just raring to go on stage, really, and get on with it.
And how did this project come about, first of all?
Well, I was previously working in TV and film, working on film scores, and EMI Classics approached me to do some sketches and say, look, what do you think? We'd like to do something with the Queen catalogue. And I said, well, that sounds like fun, because I remember Queen, obviously, from my childhood. You know, and obviously my knowledge was the greatest hits. But as I started sketching with it and worked on the computers and started on the score itself, I got more and more enthralled. And there's so many magic melodies there, lyrical melodies, and timeless pieces, really. So it became a labour of love in the end. So it was a 2-year process, just sketching and reworking. And I'm honoured also to have the support of the band. Obviously, you know, since Freddie has left us, there's a bit of an aura around the whole issue at the moment. So I'm very honoured to be on board.
And what are your earliest memories of Queen yourself?
My earliest memory, it's a really weird one, but I was playing cricket actually at school, and our music block is very near, and a friend was playing a radio and I heard Bohemian Rhapsody for the first time. And I thought, this is weird, because this song went on for 6 minutes. And obviously we know now in hindsight that it was a revolutionary piece of music. But I just dashed to the piano and tried to pick up the tune. So it was uncanny that 25 years later I'll be actually working on the actual piece as a composer. Yeah.
And what would you say is the most sort of difficult aspect of putting on something like this, or composing this kind of piece?
Well, I think it's stylistically nowhere in particular, but it seems to have a definite identity. It sits between film, symphonic music, and it's neither classical nor popular. It's of its own kind, and I think the original output of the band was extremely unique anyway, along the lines of Genesis and Pink Floyd, bands like that in the 70s. It's a really revolutionary time. So I don't think you could categorise this that easily. But I suppose it is a symphony. It is rhapsodic in its structure. We go through different emotions, different highs and lows, as the lyrics of the songs suggest.
Now the press release says it breaks away from sort of classical or classic symphonic form. How does it do that?
How does it do that? Well, the symphony has gone through various different permutations for the last 300 years, and really with Mahler and Sibelius in particular, the structures, the dividing lines between the classical structures began to be eroded. It became more poetic, more romantic. And I think the essence of Queen is a very romantic style, actually. Once you take the rock and roll away, the melodies are very rounded and shapely. And so I suppose it's a symphonic poem in structural terms strictly, but symphonic in stature, I would say.
Just one last question.
Would you mind resuming?
Okay, fine.
I'm sorry. I know.
Yeah. I've never seen it like that before. Olga, Starman, fantastic. Congratulations. No, it's a great pleasure. Thank you. We're really great to be part of it. It's very gratifying when it really comes off like that. It makes you feel good, doesn't it? You deserve it.
Thank you so much for coming. Lovely performance. Thank you very much. Do you think Freddie would like to approve?
Yeah,
Come on, guys.
Brian, thank you.
This is blown away.
It's fantastic. Thank you. I felt it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Moving us. Still.
I was moved listening to the recording, but that was just another level. It's real and live and in the moment. It's unbelievable. Great performances. And your soloists.
yeah.
I don't think we deserve you to. It was just it was an instant reaction, you know. And, I was blown away the first time I heard it. I was in the car actually thinking, what is this going to do? And I just turned it up and up. And I went, when's the sequel?
Whatever you want, mate.
Give your flowers back, I'm hogging them.
Let me take this for you, okay? A6. Should we go through the After you.
No. What a performance.
How good they're going to film this again. Now, where's my wife? Jimmy's brilliant.
Where's your wife? That's what I was thinking.
Do you know what we're going to do?
Exactly.
Do we know anything?
Get your impression. And just the whole thing.
Where would you like it? And then Joe as well. Is that okay backdrop?
I'd like to see the kids in the background, actually. I'd like to see the, you know, the group. Great,
Somebody mute the speaker on the
volume.
Yeah, of course.
First of all, how are you feeling that it's finished, and how do you feel it went?
Well, obviously, I think everybody enjoyed it, and I'm just flying really. I'm on cloud 11 and a half at the moment after any performance, after 2 years' work. But without the melodies of Brian and Roger, it wouldn't be anything.
Just one word was told to these people.
Of course.
There we are.
Okay, we'll expand the
Thank you.
So,
Lost for words, really. I'm not usually lost for words, but I am in this case. Amazing.
what's your reaction, immediate reaction to that?
I was blown away. It's kind of hard to keep to my seat, really. I kind of wanted to jump up. I've heard it a few times before because we had the rough. We didn't have the finished version, but I had it in my car first of all. And my first reaction was sort of jaw dropped, and I kept turning it up and up and up as it got more and more magnificent. But in a live situation, it's another dimension, you know, and seeing it happen actually live in the moment was totally thrilling, I've got to say. Amazing.
And why did you particularly choose this project? Because you must get offers all the time, I'm sure.
Well, we didn't really choose it. He chose us. I mean, this is one thing which we can take no credit for whatsoever. We really did nothing. I mean, this is so different from like the musical, which we devoted our lives to for months. I mean, Tolga just came along and did this, and all we did was say, well, in the beginning, yes, you know, you can use the themes, and then thank you very much. I mean, that's our contribution. It's totally in Tolga's head, and what he's woven out of our themes is something quite, you know, new and different, and in another world, really.
Yeah. What about favourite parts? Any favourite bits that stand out?
Well, there's some very memorable parts, aren't there? Do you want to